good afternoon, or grand rising, whatever you may be. Sorry, I'm just getting L spectacles on. Now I can see the screen and comments. Awesome. Hello. Oh, why am I here? I'm back. Hold on 2 seconds. I have got myself on another screen. There we go. There we go. Anyway, thank you for joining. It's the day after solstice, and it is a full moon in Capricorn, which actually hits us at about 9:28 tonight, I think. So a couple hours to go. I have got James waiting patiently. Don't worry, he is here. But I'm just going to quickly read. Can tell I've been running about daft, eh? That I've got 5 minutes, plenty time, and you just run about daft, yeah. So he's just going to go. There we go. So the full moon in Capricorn, which is my sign, of course, all about me. Here is the moon at her most practical and businesslike. She's still the moon, of course, and still in charge of emotions. But in this earthy sign, she manages to express those feelings in an organized, no nonsense way. Capricorn moons bring out the dutiful, cautious, and even the pessimistic side in all of us. Really? We suddenly decide to work rather than play, or that taking care of a responsibility trumps our previous plans for the weekend. Our goals for the future in a career sense may become all important now too, and the right thing to do becomes the only thing to do. Hmm, interesting. No sign is more concerned with conforming to the rules, touching all the bases, crossing the T's and dotting the I's. And when it comes to doling out or following orders, yeah, that's definitely my sign now. She's the gal to see. In fact, the moon would wear a uniform if she could. So please surround yourself with all things pleasing to your senses, take a whiff of the ocean, watch a sunset, view some good art, and take care of money and other personal resources. Yeah, so I know there's a couple of Capricorns in the chat, and it's usually Virgos as well, the earth signs here, and of course we've got our Gemini James who's still patiently waiting to come in. So yes, without further ado, and so I can get a drink of water, I am going to welcome in Mr. James Collins. Oh, I better unmute him. That might help too. There he is. Hello.
Hey, how are you now?
I'm getting there.
Excellent.
I'm going to tell you, I literally was doing that whole I'll run to the toilet, forgetting I've got like an all-in-one outfit on. So you have to unbutton everything, undress literally, and then button yourself all the way back up. So yeah. Oh, now that I'm all buttoned up and I'm sitting fine and I'm getting my breathing back and I'm going to get a drink. Thank you for
Excellent.
joining us, James.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for having me once again. And that deep breath that you just took, you know what? That's a good
Yes.
thing. Let's all take one right now together, deep in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's do it, family. Hi, hello, I love you. Welcome.
Hi. Welcome to the show. We are now on a grounded level. I
Excellent,
love it.
excellent. So yeah,
Thank
I want
you.
to welcome
Thank you.
everybody, not just the pagans and the neo-pagans and the people practicing Wicca. We'd also like to welcome the Christians and the Muslims and the people that practice Judaism and Buddhism or whatever your faith or spirituality is. The solstice connects us all through light and the longest day of the year. And some say the 20th. I'm a 20, 21st, 22nd. I believe in the 3-day celebration for both solstices as well as both equinoxes. And I find that, yes, this year we're actually being blessed with the solstice being under the full moon where it should lay.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Some people a long time ago decided let's add a month or take a month away and let's mess up all the days and let's not go by moon cycles anymore. So there's a lot of times where the solstice just doesn't feel right because the moon isn't right. Where this year it's just let's bring it on. Let's bring everything you have to bless us with.
Absolutely. I'm going to try and find the photos that I've seen of Stonehenge. Now, unfortunately, they were attacked by the Just Oil protesters. I don't know if you've seen that, but the photographs today where's Twitter gone on my computer? The photographs that I've seen today of Stonehenge with the sun is just wow.
Right.
So I'm going to try and find them so that I can share it. Oh.
Yeah, I don't understand protesters that feel that destruction of property is a great way to spread their message. Like, it's not helping the situation.
like I get the art, that's money. I get like them doing like planes and stuff, Taylor Swift's plane and things like that's going for the money. Stonehenge is like a national historical treasure, you know, even for people that aren't spiritual,
Yeah.
and don't follow any faith or anything like that. But yeah, I'm still having a wee, I'm on Twitter, I've made it, but I just want to say, share these pictures for anyone that hasn't seen them. I was just like, wow, I actually got goosebumps when I looked at it.
Right. And like protesting oil by defacing a natural structure, like it's made from things from the earth. I'm pretty sure the people that built it didn't have a giant carbon footprint. They weren't using
Oh,
bulldozers and tractors to build that thing, you
that
know?
yes,
So,
and that yes,
yeah,
that's basically the angle I'm coming from. You know, I
yeah, like
don't.
go spray paint an oil rig, right? If you're against
Yeah,
oil.
exactly. Right, here we go. This is just an article. Oh, go away. Why is that? You know, why do they do that? I'm just going to go back to their Twitter. So I hope you can see that. I'm just going to scroll through because there's just some amazing, amazing pictures. Look at that.
Yeah, see, I don't see anything.
Oh, do you not?
No.
Okay. Why? Because you can't see on the screen, can you?
Oh,
It's because
right,
it's
right,
loaded.
right. I'll see it in the
Um,
replay.
yes, exactly. And I was going to attempt to copy paste comments because Simon Gold taught me how to do it. But let me see if I can do it, right? Why is it all here? Because this is copy, right? Let's just see if this works, guys. Let's have faith. Let's have faith.
Right,
Right.
right. The
Paste.
struggles
And,
of independent streamers that don't have a whole crew of people behind them, click pasting, and
oh, exactly. Exactly. It's just we're one man bands. So there we go. Can you see that?
I can
Michelle
see.
Ray, Sasha Wall, Capricorn Sister, 6:06 p.m. Catherine Hutton, Grand Evening, James, 6:06 guys.
Oh,
So it
nice,
does work. It does
cool.
work. That's awesome. That's
Grand
perfect.
evening to
So
you
yeah,
all as well. So for
yeah.
solstice, how do the people here celebrate? Do you celebrate? What are the types of things that you enjoy to do to bring in the official start of summer?
Ideally, I would be on a beach party having a big mad bonfire and just like music and my drum and everything like that. But social anxiety and yeah, so I don't go out. But at home, what I do is I'll cleanse all my altar, I'll refresh it, I'll put some nice wee flowers from the garden in it. I'll offer more things to like the guardians of the directions and things like that. I do that every kind of either solstice or anything on the medicine wheel as such is like a new year for me. So it's a spruce up, it's a new intentions. What am I going to do? How far have I come? It's a really good time to reflect from other solstices. Yeah, like I'm up for doing anything. I just am such a hermit that I don't. Well, there's meant to be. I don't want to say it online because it's an illegal rave, but there's meant to be an illegal rave somewhere in Edinburgh tomorrow.
I,
That's
I
all
would
I'm
believe.
saying.
I would believe in a lot of places there will be. I
Yes,
believe,
yes, yes.
especially out in some sketchy desert places in Australia. I'll bet you they're having a blast right now, right?
Absolutely. And I've got a wee chimney. I usually would burn that. And obviously tonight I'll be saging all my crystals, putting them all on the windowsill and getting them charged up under this beautiful strawberry moon. Because it's huge here just now, the moon. I seen it last night. I was like, wow.
Yeah,
And I'm quite busy. I'm tired and I'm exhausted from my boxing, but the last 2 days I've just feel like lifted, quite like lighter, which, you know, is a good thing. It's
very
amazing.
good, very good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh,
Nice.
look, Michelle's saying the same. I feel the energy and lap it up. I will recharge my crystals tonight. Good lass. And Sasha says, get raving. Of course, girl. I wish you were coming with me. Too right. These things never end well, though. That's the thing. It's just like pure dramas at the end. But I get the bus home. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah. I'm always
Uh,
like you leave an hour before they're going to have last call, and you usually don't have issues. It's when they do last call and they're not going to serve any more alcoholic beverages that you know people start fighting, and it's just
yeah.
yeah, it
Or
ruins
the
all the
wrong
fun.
crowd comes. Yeah, the wrong crowd comes along and are just like different wavelengths, different vibrations, and they just kind of ruin it. You know what I mean? Catherine says that true Stonehenge was made of wood, and the stone that we see today was moved from its original location to where it now stands.
Cool.
Ooh, it's the stones, though, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
the energy, absolutely. I'm not doing readings tonight, Michelle. I'm going to. What day are we on? What day is
we
it?
have Friday.
Friday. It'll be Tuesday. Oh no, I've got to do one at the end of the week, haven't I? I'll do one, Michelle. What to do is hit the bell on my channel and keep checking on the community page, and I'll do a thread. I mean a thumb. A thumb. I got a thread and a thumb, which is going to be thumbnail and a link. Oh my god, I've been hitting the head at boxing. Nah, I'm joking. I'm joking. Oh, look, there's Georgianne Evans.
Awesome. So glad she could
Hello.
make it to join us.
Nice
Yeah.
one. Thanks for joining, honey pie. Very nice of you.
For me, today is a massive day of celebration.
Yes.
Um,
Why is today extra special for you, Jamesy?
well, my mom passed on the 21st of June. So
Mhm,
it
mhm,
reminded me that life is a celebration. And,
mhm,
we all have a lot of people with birthdays in June, like myself.
mhm.
And we probably all have a lot of losses. I just happen to have
Yeah.
lost three extremely close friends and my mom
Wow.
in the month of June. But it just gives me all the
Oh,
more reason to be thankful that I had these people in my life for the period of time that I did. And I know
mhm.
that their energy is part of my energy now because
Absolutely.
I accepted it a lot more. And every year, as we continue to grieve and grow, um,
Mhm.
we get a more connection with what we're supposed to be more connected with in the moment. Right. So
Absolutely.
I just find that, today
Absolutely.
it could be pouring rain or it could be tornadoes and I could have no electricity and it wouldn't really matter because today is the most important day of my life. Just like
Nice.
tomorrow will
Nice.
be the most important day of my life. And I
Nice.
realize that more and more and more. And today is
I
that
get
that
that.
day. It's the first official day of summer. And what is
Mhm,
summer about?
mhm.
Summer is about real growth. The
Wow.
plants are blooming. The fruits are fruiting.
Absolutely.
The birds and the deer have babies now. There's like baby turkeys
Yeah.
very soon, and it's just like this is life. This is what we are meant to do: is enjoy it to our fullest. And yeah, we get the sounds of nature, right? We get the birds
Mhm,
singing and chirping, and just
mhm.
really it's really time to be blessful and
Nice.
thankful and give us an opportunity to even humble ourselves by working a
Mhm.
little bit harder than we maybe should on some of those hot days. So that the next day we feel completely ridden off, but we get up and we do what we do because we've learned discipline and we have motivation and we have ambition and we're not going to give up on ourselves. And some days we're going to work harder than other days, and that's okay as we're trying to figure out that perfect balance,
Absolutely.
right?
Mhm, mhm, absolutely. And I wasn't skipping past Michelle at all. I just Michelle's commented saying that her mum also passed on the 21st of June too. And
Oh,
unfortunately her son passed away a month ago and are saying goodbye to him on Monday. And I remember you mentioned that to me, Michelle, a couple of weeks ago. I think it was on Instagram. We connected after Sonia's show. And I am so sorry to hear that. Losing a child, I couldn't even I can't even, I've got no words, hon. But I'll be thinking of you on Monday and I'll light a wee
yeah.
candle and we'll do a little prayer for his soul. If you don't mind, if you can tell me his name, you can just DM it if you want. And I can send some Reiki to him as well, just for the whole service and for you as well. So um, I just wanted to say that to Michelle that I didn't skip the comment there, honey.
Thank you, Michelle Ray, for sharing that with
Yeah,
us
thank
and
you
our
for sharing.
community. And I'll
Absolutely.
guarantee you that our moms right now are up wherever they are. Well, I believe they become everything because we are energy,
Absolutely.
and energy cannot cease to exist. It can only be displaced.
Hmm.
So when the
Hmm.
body's energy is no longer held here, it goes to what I call the collective energy of all.
Hmm.
So I believe that's where our moms are, probably with your son, and that's my beliefs. I don't express that onto anyone else. I hope that whatever
Hmm.
your beliefs are, wherever you are in the world, that it brings peace to you, knowing that other people believe that their energy is at peace and at complete happiness. So thank you for sharing that.
Beautiful. Beautiful words. That's a nice way of looking at it. Absolutely, because we don't all share the beliefs. I am eclectic. I don't follow any scripture way. If I come across something in life that I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I'm going to try that, and if I feel it works for me, it works for me, and I'll just take that. Like the saying "thank you" 3 times before my feet hit the floor in the morning. That's worked for me for like the last 7 years. It makes, and if I don't do it, like the very rare times, it's like, oh no, I've
Right.
made us like superstitious about it a little bit. But yeah, it's just a little things. Oh, here's somebody else. My little cousin passed on summer solstice 42 years ago. So also, do you not remember at winter solstice you get the passings as well? Because obviously it's the time of year for the churn in the wheel as such, and I know that sounds really disrespectful, but a lot of passings do happen at solstices because it is that energy change, the change in energy to new
Yeah.
times.
Well,
Um,
and
I
it's a
think we
time
spoke
of
about
growth.
that.
It's a time of growth, and I believe that every time we leave our human existence to go
Hmm.
back to the collective energy, it's
Hmm.
when we had grown to the fullest point in which we could grow this turn.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
I think that like it's a real blessing when we lose people, like because you won't forget that one. You won't forget that
Hmm.
one. Like if I want to
Hmm.
remember when my grandmother died and I didn't love her any less, I have to look it up. I have to look at the
Hmm.
obituary or the little paper pamphlets that we get at the wakes and the
Hmm.
funerals. I can't remember
Yeah.
those dates.
Hmm.
But when a
Hmm.
loved one passes on a solstice or an equinox, you're going to remember that.
Yeah,
So uh,
exactly.
it's
And
kind of a
like Sasha
blessing.
says, the veil is thin. It's like Samhain or Halloween. It's very every time we've got the solstices and the other festivals, it's definitely the thinnest veil, and a lot of things do happen, more spiritual stuff. But yeah, well said. Sorry to interrupt there. Shakesh is just saying, "Hey, Cron, Georgie, Crazy Bunny, hope you're all well." And Michelle says, "Thanks to everybody." Georgie Ann says, "I am so proud of how far you have come and how much you have grown, James. I know you have done a massive amount of hard work to get to where you are." Amen, sister.
Thank you, my
Amen,
sister.
sister.
Yeah, yeah. I know Georgie probably going on over 25 years now.
Wow,
Yeah, yeah.
amazing.
So she
Amazing.
knows me from back in the day where chaos was a companion,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah. It's good
death
to
is
see,
an
though. It's good to
illusion.
still.
We never die, only move to a different frequency. That's very, very similar to my beliefs. Yeah, there's some called the vibrational energies, etc., etc. And yeah, I don't disagree. I
Yeah,
don't disagree with that at
absolutely.
all.
Yeah,
That's why
we're all
like
frequencies.
I truly believe that we are everyone and everyone is us.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
the more deeper I understand that, the more closer I feel with all faiths and religions, because these
Yeah.
people and like they believe it, they live it, and they don't need proof,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm much like that. There's many things I don't need proof of, and I don't need
No,
somebody
that's
else to believe it.
no.
And by allowing myself that, I find that it leaves me open to be able to learn more, because I'm not closed off to the idea where some
Mm-hmm.
folks might find themselves very stuck in their ways, but it could be detrimental to their growth as a human being and enjoying life much further, because they're so stuck in their ways they can't grow, because it's like a plant that needed a bigger
Mm-hmm.
pot because it becomes root bound. Well, it might live
Yes.
for a really, really, really long time being root bound. But is it reaching its maximum potential? Most certainly not.
Mm.
And then there's
I
masters
like
of
that.
doing that, like the bonsai artists who are taking a tree
Yeah.
and allowing it to become extremely root bound, but
Mm-hmm.
through proper nourishment and exercising of the branches,
Mm-hmm.
and through proper manipulation, they become of more fuller potential than they would have lived out in nature, where the winds and the stones and storms could have destroyed them, and they
Okay.
wouldn't have been able to live through that. What at one period of time seemed like a deformity, and it was almost
Yeah.
broken. Like many of
Mhm.
us have
Mhm.
been in our life, we have been almost
True.
broken and deformed by things in our environment. But through proper training and nutrient, they become an extremely strong, beautiful tree like those bonsais that are 500 and 1,000 years old. And I
I
believe
was going
that's
to
us.
say that, yeah, like they take years to do, don't they? Those little bonsai trees.
They
Yeah.
do.
That I've got a little bonsai plant thing. I'll show you next time. Sorry. Oh, thank you, Crona says. She says I'm looking fab. Crone agrees. Omonism, the belief that truth can be found in every faith. Yeah, is that what the word is? Because
Oh,
I believe that there's something in every little thing in all religions, because at the end of the day they're kind of all saying the same story but in different ways with different characters and names. That, yeah.
right.
And then I watched something and it's all explained by the stars, the way that the stars come up. So I think it's like December the 25th, which is Christmas Day, the birth of Christ, that's where the star goes up, so that's like the birth of that star. Yeah, all that intrigues me. I love it. I could just sit and watch stuff like that or read books all day.
Right. And
Ultimate
so
hermit
many
life.
religions have been formed through adapting one religion with another to create a more harmonious interaction between the people. You know, it's like, oh, we got a group of
Yeah.
pagans on this border and we got a group of Christians on this border. Well, in the middle, they made a book that adapted the Christianity and the paganism. And in the middle, everyone was getting along with that. But yet, these two sides over here were still at war. And then these guys in the
Mhm.
middle decided we don't like either of you guys either. And it created division. And I mean,
Mhm.
that's what
Mhm.
happened through literature and people's strong beliefs and egos, etc. But I mean, at the root of it, I believe it was just a way to try to end people from harming one another and get along better. Like why the Christians stole so many of the pagan holidays was to appease the
Yes.
pagans as well as to appease
Yes.
the Christians and say to the Christians, well, hey, look, they've got some pretty good
Mhm.
stuff over here. What do you think? And
Mhm.
they were like, well, hey,
Mhm.
I do
Mhm.
like that. So then they
Mhm.
were like, well, what about this? So then the book writer went to the pagans and was like, well, guys, look, they're agreeing to take this and this, but they'd like to kind of change the name of it. What do you guys think about that? And they're all drunk party mushroom dudes. And they're like, yeah, man, we don't care about your names. It's about the stars and the celebration of the gods, Chug. Right?
Yes. That's,
So,
they keep telling you to look up, angels look up, heaven this. But what they don't tell you is that you need to ground yourself. If you keep aiming up, 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 you're just going to fall flat on your face.
yeah,
Like they've demonized the lower world, calling it hell. Like the Lord of the underworld is now like Satan or the Baphomet or Cernunnos. They've mixed it all up to make what I know, and that's only because I practice Celtic shamanic Reiki, and I follow that way with my drama, invoke the guardians. I do believe that our heaven is the lower world as such, because it goes back to your ancestors. We all come in the world the same way and we all leave the same way. Even, burials and getting cremations and things. It just keeps going. It's like that cycle, the spiral, like the
right.
cards tell us all the time.
Yep.
But every religion kind of shows us that. And I was watching a stream earlier, and somebody was going, pagans are bad, pagans are bad. Now, they've demonized paganism as well. Like, as you said earlier, Wicca, anything, I feel that that's like another kind of religion. You're going to get bad people in anything. You're going to get bad people in Catholics, like, Christianity. Look at the Latter Day Former Saints, if I'm getting that right, the Scientology aspect.
Yep.
Like, there seems to be a lot more abuse in religious things than there is in other, communities as such. I mean, I might have that completely wrong. It's just I keep seeing it more on YouTube, hitting the news, pastors. It's just, I don't know. It's a dark side. It's like a dark side of religion, and that's not against anybody that's religious. Please don't. I hope I'm not offending anyone, but
I
that's
hope that
that's what I
everyone
see.
is offended. I do.
Did it?
You know what? If
Did
you're
it?
offended, check yourself. If you're offended,
No,
check yourself, because I guarantee you say things that other people find offensive. That's what's part of being human and allowing ourselves to speak our minds. But we don't have to be abusive towards the people. You don't have to agree with them. But
yeah,
if you're offended, people out there, that's your
you watch
problem. It's
your own
not
shoe.
ours.
Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
gonna walk on eggshells to appease one human being. And if your feelings get hurt, I'm sorry, but I'm not
Yeah,
sorry at the exact same time. Right.
yeah,
And that's
I
just me
suppose.
being honest. It's just me
Well, it's
being
a matter of
honest.
intention. That's the way I look at it. Say somebody was pissed off at me for something I'd said. I'm like, but that's not how I meant it. That's how you've taken it.
Right.
It's not my intention. It's how
Yeah.
you've taken it. And, it's your butt hurt. Bye. I just want to say hi to Wee Fat Show because I've just seen him popping in. And Just Another Monkey, a flying visit to say hey, hello, and all right.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming in, Al. Al, I need to get in touch with you. We need to do this stream because I need to get a podcast with Just Another Monkey. Amazing guy. You will all love the bones of him. He is on TikTok. In fact, I'll put his wee link in the description box if that's all right
Excellent.
with you, Al. Yeah, and Catherine's saying, stay grounded, stay safe. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. If we just keep up, 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 you're just dizzy. We're all up here. We just have to stay grounded. Look what breath work does.
Yeah.
Look what, I was still shaking from boxing. Like, I'm bruised. I've hurt my knuckle. I feel like I've been hit. I've not. I mean, I've not worked as hard as I did today at the gym, like, and it's going to
Yeah.
hurt even more tomorrow, but no pain, no gain.
Excellent.
But even when we done our wee test, I was like, oh my God. And but 3 deep breaths. And that just brings us right down. And you've
Right.
got to
Or
feel your
there's
shoulders
what they
going
call
down.
box breathing,
So,
which is
yeah,
you breathe in
4.
4 seconds, hold for
Yep,
4 seconds,
yep,
exhale
yep,
4 seconds, and you do
yep,
that 4 times.
yep.
And
That's really good.
it works, right? And here's something I would
Absolutely.
like to share with our community that I learned the other day listening to motivational speeches, which Zoe, I listen to like 25 hours a week of motivational speeches, right? So
Wow. Wow.
one thing that really clicked this time was there's a lot of people out there that say, "Oh, I've got to do this today." Like, "Oh, I've
Yeah.
got to do this today. I've got to do this." Well, I now, because I'm a strong believer in the power of words, and because I learned this, I use it. It's not I got to do this; it's I get to do this, because
Oh, I like that.
we are blessed with life today, and life isn't
Mm-hmm.
easy, and there's things we all have to do in order to maintain a certain level of life. And if you want to live at a certain level of life with a clean home and
Yep.
less clutter in your life, etc., that's going to take work. So we get to
Yeah.
say to
Yeah.
ourselves now, today I get to do some dishes. Today I get to cook dinner. Today I get to cut the lawn. Today I
I
get
like
to
that.
pick up dog poop with a shovel for an hour. You know what
I
I
like
mean?
that.
So that's just one small word. It's a
Mm-hmm.
tiny word. It's
Mm-hmm.
3 letters. But those
Yep.
3 letters and that tiny word, I'm telling you, my brothers and my sisters, it can change your vibration. It can change your energy to a
Mm-hmm.
place of gratitude and humbleness and acceptance of the fact that we truly do appreciate today's gift of life.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad I'm able to
Absolutely.
share that today.
No, I like that. It is. It's just a little word change. Your brain hears it differently. It's like what I used to say is don't say I should do that. Like you're saying, I should go and sweep the floor. I should go and do it. I could. Because as soon as you say I could, it's like that's more like an action word than
Yeah,
should. It's could. So basically, exactly the same as what you're saying.
yeah,
And I learned that probably about 8 years ago. And it's true that you just kind of trick your brain a little bit. But yeah, absolutely. Words, as we know, are powerful in spelling. Not just writing them down. The power of speaking. Your
yeah,
brain and body doesn't know. Even if you're taking the mickey out of yourself, like I used to do, 2 years ago, I'd forget my keys and I'd be really angry at myself and call myself a stupid bitch. And now I'm just like, oh, you silly little chicken, or,
yeah,
something, or oops a daisy,
right?
because then I don't have the growl. My face isn't angry. I'm not,
You get
oh,
the
I'm
smile
sorry.
and the
Just
giggle,
like, silly me.
Yeah.
You have to. And then I'm leaving the door happy. I'm not like, oh, I'm such a dick for leaving my keys. So honestly, such small little things can make such a big difference. Sorry, I'm just
No.
whizzing past the comments. They're going
Yeah. No. I
quite quick
wanted
to
to
make sure.
respond to that one about the middle finger salute.
Yeah, that's just
Right.
another
The
monkey,
middle
Big Al.
finger
Yeah,
salute works for me on the demon negative nannies. I would
yeah,
just like to say to you, my friend, just another monkey, that these people understand your negative energy, so it doesn't work on them. Right? It's what they
yeah,
expect.
true.
It's what they know. It's like people who want you to be violent. If you're violent towards them, they're like, yes, I got what I wanted. So by
Hmm.
giving these negative people a negative response, like the middle finger, actually makes them happier in the negative way. So if you could find a way to like bless these people rather than give them the middle finger, like tap your heart and nod your head in a blessing manner,
Good
or
face.
just do something, yeah, tip of the hat with a smile that is meant to invoke a happy response, that if you did that to someone else they'd be happy. These people don't understand that, and that's what's really
Hmm.
effective on them, because it counters their energy and it nullifies it.
Yep,
Whereby, and that's
absolutely.
me. I'm not trying to judge. I feel that that's what would happen in the world. Like if somebody does something negative and I give them negative energy in return, now that's the negative energy got 2 points, and the
Yeah.
happy loving energy got 0. So I want to
I
try
would
and
I would see
nullify
that
it.
as a low vibe coming to you, and you're just matching that low vibe. Not that I'm saying just another monkey's got low vibes, but I think
No,
what he was
no,
referring to was when we were talking earlier. I was saying, I hope I've not offended anybody, and you were like, do you know what, offend them. So I
yeah.
think he was talking about that.
No,
So
no,
we're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
I don't think
middle
he's
finger
all
all
like,
the
oh,
way.
these people are like this. Why don't you, blah blah blah, and he's all angry and mad about it.
That's what he
That's
says. It's
right.
with a smile. It's
Yeah,
with a smile, and he's
yeah.
got a
It's
great smile. So
your
yeah,
negativity doesn't affect me, but the negative hand gesture I actually feel gives the negativity that positive point.
yeah,
So
yeah,
how about a
yeah.
smile and a wave, and see how that actually will bring more benefits to your life, even though you're not trying to, be like, oh, I'm so much better than everybody. But
Mm-hmm.
by adding that positive to that negative that was thrown, if they can nullify one another, that's better than negative getting 2. Right? We'll find a way to get the positives more points as we slowly take away from the negative. It's
Absolutely.
like counting cards, right? There's only so many face cards, and those are the ones we want.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
create
Absolutely.
mindscapes. They create mindscapes through sentence structure. In double speak a sentence is actually a form of curse. The mind doesn't hear it, but the heart does.
Yeah,
Most
this is why I
certainly.
won't be fat shug on my show. I'm telling you, this man is full of wisdom. I'm sorry,
Most
you are.
certainly.
Absolutely. And he's oh yeah, that's the one I've just highlighted, sorry. Yeah, like it's just word trickery as well, even in brands, even the slogans. And once you see it, and we're all pretty, I hate the term awake because
It's
woke
like
stole it.
it's like product
Uh,
placement.
yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
In the movies, they used to pay big money for product placement. Oh, this is where we want that. Now it's everywhere.
Remember
But
that.
they're using wizardry and sorcery with their spell casting, with the way they say things and the order
Yeah.
in which they put their words. And
That's called broadcasting, right?
yeah, it
A,
is.
a, a channel and programming. Now,
Yeah,
come on.
yeah,
Hey, like,
big
wow, it's
time.
there. They're telling us. They are telling us that
They
they
have
tell
to,
lies through vision,
right?
and they broadcast it,
Yep,
cast the spell on my arms. Oh, shouldn't you do that, my boxing? I'm going to end up being like that by the end of the stream. I'll
right.
be doing no card streams. No, I'm only joking. Yeah, like it's just,
They
and
do,
once
and
you
they
see
have
it,
to
you
tell
see
us
it.
what they're doing, right? They have to tell us what they're doing in order for it to work, right?
Kath says she wishes her fingers could work faster because she absolutely agrees. Yes, James, I have practiced ambivalence more and more as I get older. And I think you have to. I think, see, when you're see, when you do the reaction, like you said, and people want that anger back from you, and it really confuses them when you smile.
Yeah,
Or like I go, "Oh, you need a wee bit healing. I'll put you in my prayers." And they're like, "That's
yeah.
quite cheeky, that's passive aggressive." Like, but no, if you do laugh or whatever, like if somebody pisses me off, I just laugh, and it just really confuses them because they think you're going to be angry, and
Yeah.
then I'm keeping my vibes high. I might
So,
not be authentic at the
so there
time,
was
but
a
yeah.
television. There was a guy who used to be on a TV show with Rob Dyrdek called Robin Big, and his name was Christopher Big Boykin Black. And he had the do work logo because he's like, do work, son. He was a big, big black dude, you know, and they called him Big Black. Well, one time there was a woman trying to do some 3-point turning in an alleyway on the TV show. And Rob, being the way he was, he made some little comment like, come on, lady, crank the wheel. You can do it. And she got out of her car and was so upset. And Chris Big Boykin Black, rest in peace, man, he taught me some wisdom that day on that show. He looked at the woman and he said, ma'am, why are you ruining your day?
Totally.
Right?
Totally.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm thankful I've never had the opportunity to use that. I've never
Mhm.
made a comment to somebody or seen
Mhm.
somebody make a comment and then a person
Mhm.
just get extremely upset and angry and aggressive so that I could just say to them like, hey, why are you ruining your day? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people are going to make stupid comments towards us. People are going to,
I kind
what
of
is it?
said that. I said that on was it? It was Monday. Dylan's snake escaped, right? And he was like, "Rawr, shouldn't have got a snake." Duh, duh." And I'm like, right. Before we look and search, let's drop this because you are not finding anything while you're raging, angry, pissed off at yourself. It happens. We've been on the internet, your conscience going to escape, it's going to escape, it's going to escape. So at the end of the day, we've done a 4.5 hour search for the snake. We've done a clear out. We got rid of loads of stuff, and that's every cloud has a silver lining in my eyes. And like I've mentioned a few people, we didn't find it because it was already in the vivarium the whole time. The little bugger had not escaped. It had just hid so well in the vivarium that we thought it was lost. But like going back to him saying, if we went to try and look for that snake, like angry and like that was ruining our day. And
Yeah,
that's what I said to Dylan, like, don't make it ruin your day. You know what I mean? Go and play football, it'll come out, drop it, have the rest of the afternoon. And it was mad. 20 minutes after he left, it came out. And I phoned him and I was like, have a good day. I found it.
yeah.
But it's just don't go into things angry again or ruin your day by being really pissed off at somebody because you're just projecting your shit on other people.
Yeah.
Pardon mon français?
Oh, that's okay.
Mon
This far
français?
into a stream, YouTube doesn't care. Come on. It's the first 5 minutes that they're really listening.
Is it? I know. I think AI bloody skewers it now. Well, I'm Scottish. They probably won't understand me.
Yeah, yeah.
I find religious people get angry if you dare to question their beliefs. Another byproduct. Yeah, because they're that brainwashed that they don't know why they follow and believe what they do. They've just been indoctrinated to do it. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, were you raised as any religion, James, as a
Sorry?
child? Were you raised like with any religion
Oh,
around
like
you
I
as a
was
child?
baptized. I was baptized as
Oh,
a
okay.
Christian. My mother was Protestant.
Right,
My
okay.
father, I think my dad's Protestant. He married a Catholic woman.
Okay.
So yeah, I was raised around Christianity, but when I was like 11 or 12 years old, we got foreign exchange, not a foreign exchange student, but a young student came to our area from Vietnam, from a war-torn area, and I
Oh,
started hearing about other religions other than Christianity, and so I started asking, and my mom was like, "Well, it's up for you to choose and decide." And she'd take me to the
exactly.
library so I could get books on this and that, and if we came across other books at like yard sales or whatnot, she'd let me get them so that I could figure out my own way, and she just said like, I baptized you because that's my faith, and if I wanted to make sure you were protected by at least my God, kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
So
of course. Of
yeah.
course. Absolutely. Sorry, I'm just trying to
But
like
I like
I thought I was on
I
sorry,
like
on you
what
go,
the
on you go.
Egyptians had going for them with the sun and the moon. Like every day, the sun
Mhm.
god would battle the dark god and would lose. but then 12 hours later, the dark god would battle the sun god and it would
Yeah.
lose. So the sun would
And
rise
then,
again. And that was about balance, right? And to me, if it didn't carry on through the 1,000 years of a religion, it's probably because it was right and it was less
yeah,
controlling because they want to
yes.
wean out all those things, right? So
Mhm.
if we can go back further than the Christian books and learn from other faiths and religions pre-Christianity, as well as learn about Christianity with an open mind of these are people's beliefs, they're their thoughts, they've been lost through translation. Um,
Mhm.
we can
Mhm.
have more of an understanding so that we judge them less. Because like we're going to be judged and we're going to judge others like we spoke about in previous podcasts. Make sure to go back and check that one out.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely. I'll put one up here. I'll put a wee click up there at the end
yeah,
of the
like
show.
we're gonna judge people, and people are gonna judge us. But we got to use our best to use discernment, which comes from a place of
Mhm.
understanding, etc.
Mhm.
Right? But
Mhm.
I think that
Absolutely.
I think that they always say don't talk about politics, don't talk about religion, don't talk about politics, don't talk about religion. Since we were children, so
Yeah.
people have lost the ability to have an open discord on those topics without getting angry and frustrated and having to resort to violence, perhaps, or some resort to silence. They're like, well, I'm not going to talk about this because I don't want to offend somebody, or I don't want somebody to
Mm.
attack me for
Of
what I
course.
feel and believe. So it's
Mhm.
made it very difficult. And I wish and pray that as we grow in a society and we become more and more and more multicultural, that we use this as our chance and our opportunity to not repeat the past and use
Mhm.
hatred and anger and judgment against people that have a different faith or a different religion. We can come
Mhm.
from a place of discernment and try and do some research and try and understand and ask questions, but ask
Mhm.
questions with an open heart and an open mind, not from a place of judgment and anger, from a place of, hey, I don't know. And they
Yeah.
might not know, but this is what they do know. And I ask.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
try not to get upset with people if you ask them about something and the things they're saying you don't agree with because you don't understand, or you don't agree with because it's not what you've indoctrined yourself into, because we want to have more of a place of kindness, compassion, understanding, and love so that we can destroy fear, hate, anger, and aggression, my brothers and
Absolutely.
sisters.
Absolutely, James. Absolutely. Georgie Ann says, I don't know if you remember, James, but when we met, you had no furniture and slept on a floor mat. At that time, you were exploring Buddhism.
Yeah,
So there you go. You've been on this journey a long
five
time.
years. 5 years
Wow,
I
eh?
lived like that.
Wow.
You
Wow.
know, I wanted to
Yeah.
understand what it was like to have absolutely nothing. And then I started getting possessions, and people be like, oh, do you want this? Do you want this? And next thing you know, I had so much stuff. And it was like Fight Club says, your possessions end up possessing you. And I had to totally cleanse
Yeah.
again. And like I've said to
Okay.
everyone, I was like, the only thing that I have possession of that I
Hmm.
really, truly would risk my life to get if my house was on fire is lunchbox.
Yeah, of course. Of
You
course. I'm the
know,
same. Animals first. Absolutely.
yeah, like
And nothing
animal
else is
before my
important
own
to me.
life. Because if I
Yeah.
saved my dog and I died saving my dog, I died as a hero. I died as some way that wasn't the norm. It wasn't old cancer alone in an old age home in a diaper full of
Yeah.
feces. You
Yeah. I
know,
know. I
I don't want.
know. I
I want to
know.
die in some way that reflects the way my life is now. Because
Yeah.
I did, like,
I
I've
like that.
recently learned that the reason why I took the jump into the path that I'm living now was because I didn't want to be an old man looking back saying I could have done this.
Mhm.
So
Totally.
I wanted to start today. And I did start
Good.
today.
Good.
I don't know how many
Exactly.
todays ago. I don't know how many todays
Absolutely.
ago. Right?
Absolutely, though. That's all we can do is try our best every single day. And if we F up, then tomorrow's another day. Like my Reiki principles that I live by, and they all start with just for today. There's no, so it's just for today, I will not worry. Just for today, I will not anger. Just for today, I will be grateful for all of my blessings. Just for today, I will do my work, earn my living and work honestly. and just for today, I will be kind to all living creatures. So
Beautiful.
you know that you can do that. You're going to smash
Yeah.
that and you're going to stick to your intentions. Whereas, if you make a big promise and then you mess up, do you see what I mean? Just from like a karmic level and stuff like that. And it
Yep.
really just chills me every morning. I just sit at my altar and I just do that before I start the day with my 3 deep cleansing breaths. And then boom, I am ready. Bring it
Wonderful.
on. And then I get
Yeah.
my coffee and my lemon water and then the tune's on. And then here we go.
Yeah.
That's my day. Start with
My,
high
and like
vibes.
I give thanks out loud, whether I'm with other people or by myself, every time I'm going to
Nice.
consume food. I give thanks
Nice.
to everything it made possible to get this food to be in front of me.
Mm,
I thank all plants and animals for giving their existence so that I can
I
continue
do that.
mine.
When I'm
You
eating
know,
meat, I do that. I do
yeah.
that when I'm eating meat. I actually say,
I
like,
do it
actually
with
say
I do it
sorry.
with all creatures, like my lettuce. When I'm harvesting lettuce leaves from my lettuce, I give
Mhm.
thanks to the lettuce plant for giving me its life because they bleed.
I
A
like
lot of the
that.
lettuces bleed white liquid, which is
Yeah.
latex.
Right. Okay.
Or some of it is plant latex, some of it is plant cellulose, but plants bleed. So that's because that's their life energy. If you break a branch too
Yeah.
deeply and you crack the vein of the plant and its essence can't get there, it dies. So I give thanks to every plant that I harvest out of my garden. I give thanks to the strawberries for the. When I'm eating my
Nice.
supper, I give thanks for the strawberry harvest. I was like, thank you
Awesome.
for blessing the hard work I've done. I will continue to work hard despite the blessings.
Nice.
Because like those strawberries I've made like $40 and I
Nice.
made like I've given like 5 or 6 jars of jam away. I tried to make some strawberry jelly and
Oh yeah.
it didn't step perfectly, but
Okay.
I mean it's got a like I mean it
Nice.
like it's not runny.
Yeah. Cool.
When it
Cool.
gets refrigerated, it thickens a little bit more. But it's
Nice.
the first time I
Nice.
ever made strawberry jelly, so I was like,
Nice.
it's new.
You're doing amazing. All the
But
stuff that
that's
you've
the
been doing
strawberry
is just,
jam.
oh, nice. Very nice. That looks amazing. In your mason jar. Such a like American thing. I know you're Canadian, but a mason jar.
And it's like I've shown pictures of the bowl, but and this has some out of it, but this will give you a relative of how big the bowl actually is.
Power of the berries. I love berries are just amazing, amazing. I had a smoothie earlier with some berries, strawberries, blackberries, and a banana, and ice and water. Oh, look at that. Nom nom nom. You can freeze them as well, James, can't
Yeah,
you?
these
Can you?
were picked 2 days ago. I'm going to turn them into
Uh-huh.
jam tomorrow morning. I've got a customer coming to buy some berries this evening. And I said to him, I was like, bro, if you bring me a case of 12 jars and snap lids, I will give you one free basket of berries as trade.
Nice.
And then
Love
I
that. The
needed some
energy exchange.
sugar. So I called my homeboy's sister and I was like, you want some strawberries? I need 2 or 4 kilos of sugar. And she's like, I
Brilliant.
can stop by tomorrow after work. So
See that?
last night I got 4 kilos of sugar. Tonight I'll get jars. And tomorrow before I go to that housewarming party, I'll process up all these strawberries and make a batch of jam.
That's how the world should work, James. This is like what we should go back to. That
Yeah,
community, energy exchange, trading, and do you
I'm
know what I mean?
trying
Everything made from home with love, and
one
yeah, like
plant at a
stripping it
time.
all back. Yeah, honestly, I think it'd be amazing. Wee Fat Shug's daughter made red currant jelly last year with berries from the garden.
Nice.
Mmm. And
When I
Georgiana
was in
says,
Finland,
"Oh,
my friend's parents had a currant bush, and I took a whole bunch of unripe ones and I put them in my mouth. And my buddy took a video as I'm trying to eat these, and they were so tart and so sour, and I was salivating so much it was dripping off my face. It was so
I love
hilarious.
that.
That's
I
like in
love that."
2011. That's a long time ago,
I say, God, don't make me feel old. Georgianne says that Nathan says just a little bit more pectin will do the trick for your jelly.
right?
Your
And I
jelly.
think I should have used my candy thermometer and brought it to a higher temp. I just went by
Yeah.
timing and I didn't do a cold plate test. I was just like, oh, that should be good. I neglected to use my cooking science that I know.
So with the plate, would that just to see if it sticks? Because I do that when I'm tempering chocolate, just to see if it's
Right.
set, kind of
So
thing.
yeah, for
Yeah.
the jelly, you put a cold plate in the or you put a plate in the freezer for like 2
Mm-hmm.
or 3 hours, and then yeah, you test your jelly by smearing some jelly on it, waiting 60 seconds, then turn your plate sideways and
Mm-hmm.
run your finger through it. And if you run
Okay.
your finger through it, if the jelly doesn't smear down to the through your line, it means the jelly will set.
Shug's gonna try and make jam. Shug gonna make
Nice.
I asked James to make this too. What chili jam? I love chili jam. Yeah,
So if
Shug, I
you
think
want
you
to make
should.
a good strawberry jam, wheat fat sugar, what I like to do is I chop up my fresh fruit into very like rough sized pieces, equal parts sugar to fruit. So if you have like 5 cups of your fruit packed into your cups, use 5 cups of sugar and cook it until it goes to 220 degrees. And then that should be
You,
a good jam temperature. It'll get
you
really
should make a
watery.
video.
It'll get watery and there'll be some foam, but as it reduces to your jam texture, that foam will disappear and you'll be able to see the dark color underneath. Then you're getting pretty close. It'll take probably about 40 minutes at medium high heat.
You should make a video, James. I'm just gonna light this Palo Santo.
I so
You
don't
should
have time.
make a video.
I
You
want
do.
to, but if I take a day off, I feel like I'm 2 days behind.
No, but it's not a day off. You're just filming yourself making the jam, and then just edit it when you've got time.
Right.
Just keep getting content. Just keep filming yourself, filming yourself, filming yourself, and then in the winter, that's when you do your editing. When you're sitting there going on board or do.
Yeah.
See, I'm a bossy cow. Eh? You can tell I'm a Capricorn.
My phone storage is almost full of videos that need to
Oh,
be edited
yeah,
this
I feel you.
winter. Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
But no, I
I
hear
feel
you. I
Capricorn.
hear you. I wanna get more recipes out there for everybody. And anyone
The
that's in our
videos are
Telegram
great.
group, you can just DM me or whatnot.
Mhm,
And if you need recipes
mhm.
or cooking advice or
Absolutely,
yeah, anything like that, or go to one of my James
absolutely.
Collins Cares channel videos and comment on it of like, hey, how would you cook this? And we'll just start
Mm.
talking recipe right there on the YouTube channel. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I was going to come and visit you, but I think I come back about 5 stone heavier. Billy,
No, no, no.
see, James, yeah.
I eat a lot of
You
healthy
make
food.
amazing. No, you make amazing food, and a lot of it's quite naughty food with a lot of sugar and stuff, which is great because, like, we munchies and that. But when you make all this stuff, I'm like, no. If I was to visit him, I would literally come. I'd need an extra seat on the flight back because I can't turn down nice food. I love my food. That's like my little not my vice, but my treats, if you know what I mean. And it's bad
Yeah.
that we eat bad food and say it's treats. I think we were talking about this the other day. We should stop saying like McDonald's is a treat because it ain't a treat. Trust me.
No, no,
It's
that's
like
it.
it's the
Like I
worst
say,
thing that you could do.
I poison myself with McDonald's once a year. I can't not do it. Once a year, I want 3
Yeah.
McDoubles made like Big Macs and 20 nuggets. And I will eat that
Wow.
5,000 calories in like a half an hour. And then I will feel like I got kicked in the stomach by a horse.
Yeah.
And I'll
Yeah.
want to defecate my pants and vomit everywhere. But I won't. And I do it on purpose. I do it
Oh
on
my
purpose
God.
so that
Yeah.
when I eat that food, my body instantly says, "What have you done to me? Don't
Yeah,
do this
totally.
to yourself." You know?
You- I would say you have to scunner yourself to remind yourself why you don't. I do that with alcohol. I don't drink, I don't drink, I don't drink. And then I'll have one night and I'm like, oh, like the whiskey night that I had a couple of months ago with my friend. For 5 days, I was ill. And I'm like, I had to do that to remind myself this is why I don't drink. Because it was evil, evil, evil. The truth is there in the beginning, there was the word sound and then there was the light. What was the creator that makes it work? Water. See, I know we need to get onto this water chat. We need to, because that is the creator. Not had a mucky D's. To be fair, and I shouldn't say that James has been nuked. I think he's smoking. Are you
I am
smoking, James?
smoking.
Yeah,
I am smoking.
yeah. James is smoking. Yeah, I do go to Burger King because I feel that they're more transparent about their ingredients, um, and things like that in documentaries. So yeah, I do go to Burger King like maybe once every 6 months. It used to be once every 3 months, but
Oh
now it's
yeah,
like once every
Burger
six
King
months.
is good, but we don't have one in our town.
I see they're quite far from me as well, and I don't drive. So see if I could drive, oh my God, I would be obese. Because I would just be like, oh, I'll just go there for I can go there. Like Krispy Kreme donuts, and then I can go for a drive-through.
Oh yeah. See,
Honestly.
The closest Krispy Kreme donut shop that makes them is in Montreal, like 3.5 hours from here.
Oh, is it?
So
Fair dues. And you don't drive either, do you? So
no.
no, no, exactly. It's probably a blessing in disguise. That's maybe why we've been destined not to drive at our age. I think it's just because I live in a horrible city for driving. The Burger King Angus burger. Oh yeah, you told me this on Saturday, Shug. It's Sonia's thing that the Burger King, the Angus burger, which is our Aberdeen Angus, was the first thing to disappear during the horse meat scandal. Because we had a huge horse meat scandal in the UK and Ireland when they were
I
giving us
think
horse
that's
meat.
sad. Like everybody wants to ride them at petting zoos, but nobody wants to eat them.
Well, I'm not being funny. As long as you're transparent. So in France, people eat horse meat. They'll have a
Yeah,
horse
in
meat steak.
Quebec, they slaughter horses in Quebec. Like 15 minutes from me is the province of Quebec, and they slaughter horses in that province and eat them all the time. And so do the Dutch. All
That's the thing. I'm
it's
sitting
the
going,
fact they
oh,
were hiding the fact that they were feeding people horses.
yes. So, I
Right,
mean, that's the thing because they weren't transparent about what the ingredients were. And then I think somebody tested it and it was horse meat,
right,
which in a way is not too bad. Like I say, if people do eat it, but you want
yeah,
to know.
right.
There was loads of things that disappeared, like Heinz oxtail soup, because I used to eat a lot of oxtail soup.
Oxtail soup is so. My favorite
Oh, I
soup in
love
Jamaica is oxtail and chicken feet
it.
in a thick
Oh,
pumpkin broth, and it legit has little yellow chicken feet in it, and they're so
nah,
delicious. I'm telling you, they're. You got to look past
yeah.
it. Like, don't look at what you're eating and just eat it.
Georgianne says, yes, we do. Horse meat is awesome.
Oh yeah,
But then
yeah. She
that's
lives in Quebec. She lives in
the
Quebec. She'd be one of those
thing.
horse eating fucking people. Yeah, I guarantee it.
Oh no, Georgia. But the thing is, what's the difference between a horse and a cow?
Well,
Nothing.
horse
So
meat
I
is
can eat
very
a
sweet.
no, I don't know. I mean like sentient wise. So I'm like, oh, horse, but I'll eat a cow.
Yeah.
So there's no difference, Zoe. It's just because we're programmed to think that cows are all right to eat and chicken are all right to eat, but horses aren't. Whereas you guys think it's like any obviously cultural and stuff like that. But I love cows and I don't know, I find it hard to eat meat sometimes. I go off it really easily. I could be making spaghetti bolognese and like the mince will squeak in the pan and I'm like, right, that's it, I'm not eating this. I'll make it for Dylan, but I'm like, I can't eat that 'cause it's just animal.
Yeah, I'm a
Just
strong
no.
believer in if we can figure out a way to kill it, we should be allowed to eat it, other than whales and sharks and sea turtles.
Okay, what about little like baby cub bears and cute things and
Well,
nah.
like, I mean, baby animals, I don't think anyone should eat baby animals. I think they should be allowed to grow up and to be fully mature edible animals.
I just love that Georgianne's like, I've got horse meat in my freezer. It's very
Yeah,
lean.
yeah,
Georgianne, you were laughing. It's just so strange for us. I mean, I've got half a pound of cow in my fridge because I'm going to make some tacos. But I'm not grossed out by that. But I'm grossed out that Georgianne's got horse meat in her freezer. Why?
yeah. I don't know.
Weird.
I don't think you're allowed to make tacos on Friday. I think that's a Tuesday or a
No,
Thursday meal.
it's not today. It's for Tuesday. Don't you
Yeah,
worry. Taco Tuesday, baby.
yeah. Taco Tuesday or Taco Thursday. You know.
Absolutely. I'm going to turn into that wee granny, I swear to God. It's why psychopaths think it's okay to eat humans. Well, yeah, no, they do. They do. My
And you know
grandfather
what?
ate a sandwich
I
with
think we
goat
should be
meat.
allowed. I'm not a psychopath, and I think we should be allowed to eat humans too, under full
No,
disclosure. And you sign up for it. You're like, you know what? I want to get eaten. So you
yeah,
get paid good money, and you only get to eat the healthiest food. And when you hit like 35, off to the slaughterhouse you go.
but what about the people that would want to eat the human?
Oh,
That's a
they're
bit
fucked
weird.
up. I mean,
Exactly.
I just mean, I think we should still be allowed to do it. Whenever the government says you're not allowed to do this, it makes me think: Are we missing out on something great?
Mm-hmm.
Other than the things
I'm
that
getting
those
fidgety,
people
sorry.
do on that sketchy island, those horrible pedo bastards. All those people should be killed. But I mean, when it comes to
Oh,
eating
absolutely.
stuff, then like
I
we
just
need
want
our
to
freedom to eat.
This comment from Michelle, this is a huge thing for me because I don't drink cow's milk anymore. I go into oat milk. The reason being, I'm sorry, I'm going to gross everybody out. Obviously, the cows have babies, then they have milk to feed their babies. The babies get ripped away from the mums, who are completely sentient beings, cows, and the the anxiety, the stress, all that stuff is going into the milk, and we're getting that milk, which to me, you're getting that energy. Okay, it's not a chemical, but we're getting it, and it's like Michelle says. So, what do you think about the residue energy left in meat from how they were treated? Like, I agree with that, Michelle, and I do know some healers that'll like sage their food and everything like that. I do my Reiki symbols over my food and my coffee, and I ask for only goodness to come to me. But yeah, I would say I'm borderline vegetarian because of that fact.
Okay,
So yeah,
so like my honest thoughts about and opinions on that are, like human beings, every source of energy that came to this planet had a choice and made a conscious decision to come here for their purpose. I believe
that's
that
true.
the cows chose to come here and be treated like cows. Um,
Yeah,
and
I get you.
not all cows are treated equally. Like there's some small milk farmers and stuff in smaller rural areas, like where I live, where animals are treated in a much nicer way than they are treated in other places. There are third world
Mhm,
countries where animals are treated better than humans because they
mhm,
know that the human life is only sustainable thanks to the livestock. Um,
mhm,
so I'm a
mhm,
strong believer in that. The lettuce that I grow, the meat that I eat, the
mhm,
fish that I catch if I'm fishing and I catch a fish and choose to harvest it for my own meals, which I only eat a few
mhm.
species of fish. Um, I believe that they made that conscious choice to come here and be that, knowing the circumstances in which their demise would be. But they forget that when they come here under the veil,
Mhm.
like all creatures, we can't remember our prior existence nor the reminiscence of what our future existence will be, because we've chosen to have limited understanding and capabilities of those understandings once we get here onto this plane of existence. So
No, I get
uh,
that.
I really think that by just blessing my meals and thanking everything that made it possible for me to consume that energy so my life can continue, that I
Mm.
am completing their circle of life so that they can just continue on with their next existence.
No, that's good. Do you know what? You've actually because I agree the same. You know, we come back, we relive our lives for a reason. You know, if you've been really nasty to somebody, you'll come back with like the same thing that you were nasty to them about. Or somebody will be nasty to a disabled person, they'll come back and they'll have to be in a wheelchair for the rest of their life. Like I believe in things like that. So yeah, you're kind of right with well, that cow's here for its soul's journey, soul contract, and part of that contract was for it to get munched by us. So I get that. And also to the how they're looked after. If they're grass fed, free range, running about the field and all that, and they don't even know that they're getting, that's fine. I'll munch that. But all this cages and cattle and yeah, no, 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 no.
And
I
what
don't like
Georgie
that.
is
And I'm
saying here, and what Georgie
yeah,
is saying here about dairy farms is so true. When you come up to where
that's
I
good.
live, you'll see these things that look like igloos,
Mm,
and they're called calf houses. So in
mm,
the winter time, even though the big cows can handle the cold, the babies can't. And they have
okay.
housing for the baby cows out in the field so that they can get in out of the cold and still stand right beside their mama. Like it's
I
pretty
love
wild
that.
the way
That's
things.
amazing. And
Yeah,
she's saying that if the cow, because we get a lot of the cattle are pumped full of antibiotics because they're kept in horrific conditions in the UK and probably in the US and stuff. And obviously we get that antibiotics because it's in their bloodstream. But Georgianne's saying if the cow's on any time, the milk isn't used.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you've got much better like
And
standards to
like
us.
our chicken industry, like some people are stupid and they'll pay more for the packaging of Maple Leaf brand chicken that says raised without the use of any antibiotics or hormones.
Hmm,
All
hmm.
chickens raised in Canada are fed the exact same food by the chicken, by Big Chicken. It's like big oil,
Okay.
right? We
Okay.
have laws
Baby
all
chicken.
across Canada that you're not allowed to use steroids and antibiotics and growth hormones in chicken feed. So all
Fantastic.
chicken is coming from the same places, but some people are
Mhm.
paying $12 for their chicken instead of 8 because the sticker says raised without
Oh,
when
of course.
they're all raised without. Like,
Right. Okay. I get
yeah,
that. Yeah. 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 That's mad, isn't it? And a big shop down in the UK, Lidl's, has just been found with all these diseased chickens. They've got hockburn because they've been sitting in their own feces for that long. So there's a guy just going through all the Lidl's and showing you because it looks like they've got burnt bits at the end if you've got a full chicken. So keep your eyes out for that, guys, because that is not nice. I remember seeing that like 15 years ago about Morrison's or Asda, but they're obviously kept in really bad conditions, and it's the Birchwood Farm brand that's in Lidl. So if you're from the UK and you eat your chicken for Lidl's, check the bits. What are they called? No, they're paws.
their
They're
feet,
claws, but aye, well, where their feet would be, but they've been chopped off.
all like the ankles.
Aye, an ankle, I suppose. Aye, it's all black where the stump is, basically, and that's because it's got an infection in its hocks or something. So yeah, claws. Well, yeah, but the claws aren't there, Shug. So they're not really claws, are they?
Yeah.
I never understand people going to a restaurant and paying £500 for a steak. Oh, that's so they can put on Instagram and
Yeah.
be like, I'm here and I've got this and I'm so insecure that I need to do this because I have nothing else in my life.
And
Whereas I
my ego says that I should be wearing Gucci shoes and have Prada handbags and eat $500 steak.
like
I'm judging all you people out there that do that. Oh, cancel me, please.
hey, I think they should. They've got, like people that wear named things like Prada, Gucci. You're advertising their company for
I'm
free. They should be
paying
paying you.
ridiculous amounts of money to do it.
I know it's just that. It's just
Yeah.
I was into it when I was younger, and I used to work in like House of Fraser, and I had a credit card, and I had a Dolce Gabbana, this and that. And then, it was like 800 quid later for one top because I never paid my credit card bills. And then I learned that this was just not the life for me. And these days, I'm so easily amused by the simplest of things that I don't need stuff like that for like excitement and ooh. Do you know, it's just discernment to all stuff like that. It's just, yeah.
I'm
My
waiting.
wagyu, what is that? What's a wagyu or a wagyu? Is that an
Wagyu
animal?
steak. It's a type of beef from Japan, and like the nicest Wagyu beef is only fed like walnuts and stuff like that, and
Okay.
it's got an extremely amount of fat in marbled in the meat. It almost looks like pure
Okay.
fat. You can't
Nah, I don't
handle the
like that.
raw meat with your hands. You got to wear gloves to handle the raw meat and stuff like this.
Okay.
It's very, very fancy and expensive. But I say
Yeah,
all these
good luck,
things about the
Michelle.
Prada handbags and this and that because I'm waiting for someday for somebody to be like, this guy always talks about compassion and understanding and kindness and love. But where's the understanding for me for wanting to wear my Gucci bag and eat $500 steaks?
Yeah, totally, totally. No, but we do say things like that. We're like, shit, we've completely contradicted
Yeah,
everything that we preach. Like, do you know
yeah,
what I mean?
I do it on
We're
purpose, but
doing-
nobody will
No,
call me on it.
totally,
You know,
totally. Exactly. And I see it. It's just, yeah. But anyway, we are at an
we
10
are.
minutes. We're an hour to 10 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
amazing as always.
We're at 10 minutes into hour 2 of the 24-hour Solstice stream.
Yeah,
Live. Stop.
baby. Whoop, whoop.
Bet you didn't know we were going to hit you with that one.
Yeah. See if we could play music on this, like my playlist. I would actually do that. Oh, aye. Like honestly, it'd be like pure body popping in that. Come on, James, let's get the moves. Yeah, exactly. I was a Dolce and Gabbana HOWHOR. Now I shop at Goodwill. What's Goodwill? Is that like Primark?
Yeah,
Primark.
and a
And
Goodwill's like a place that's owned by some company that everyone donates stuff and then they sell it to us cheap.
oh, oh,
But
that's
with
good.
the
I love
name, you
getting that.
think it's to help a charity, but it's not. But
Nah, there's
I
no
know
such
we're going
thing
to have
as
to call
helping
the stream.
charities.
We're past the hour. We're going to have to call her a day here, people, even though we just told you it'd be 24 hours.
Yeah,
So,
we were only teasing.
yeah, yeah. So I just want to,
Yeah,
tell everybody once again, thank you for joining us here and you're so very, very important to the world. We need every single one of you. And some of you are still going through some chaos, but remember that in chaos is where creation is born. And you got to
Um,
go through hell to get into the little chrysalis that becomes the butterfly. And if you help the butterfly out, the butterfly won't live. You got to fight through that hard shell to strengthen your wings so that you can fly. And I believe in you. You can fly, you can glide, you can float, you can levitate, you can be everything beautiful. You're all amazing human beings, despite our faults and our imperfections. Those things are not important to me. What's important to me is how much you love yourself and the people around you, to be kind, caring, compassionate, and understanding. Let's try to not live in fear. Let's try not to allow ourselves to get angry. And when we are angry, use it appropriately, not lash out at others. And yeah, that's what I got for you today, people. Thank you so much. I love you all.
Absolutely. And I would just like to say exactly what he said. Goodbye.